In the bustling heart of New York City, where skyscrapers pierce the sky like indifferent giants and the streets pulse with the hurried footsteps of millions, a young girl named Lily stood trembling outside the gleaming doors of a luxury hotel. Her tattered dress hung loosely on her frail frame, and her eyes, wide with desperation, scanned the faces of passers-by. "Please," she whispered to a well-dressed man rushing past, "my brother is dying. We need help." But he didn't even glance her way. Little did she know, fate was about to intervene in the most unexpected form, a billionaire who would hear her plea and change everything. If this story touches your heart, hit that like button right now and subscribe for more incredible tales of kindness that restore your faith in humanity. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Lily was only 12, but life had forced her to grow up far too fast. She lived in a cramped, run-down apartment in the Bronx with her little brother, Tommy, who was just 8. Their mother had passed away 2 years earlier from a sudden illness, leaving them in the care of their struggling father, who worked 2 jobs as a janitor and a delivery driver just to keep a roof over their heads. But now, tragedy struck again. Tommy had been diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia, and the treatments were exorbitantly expensive, far beyond what their family could afford. The doctors had given them a grim timeline. Without a specialized surgery and ongoing care, Tommy wouldn't make it past the next few months. Lily, with her innocent determination, had taken it upon herself to beg on the streets, hoping for a miracle. "Please save my brother," she'd say, her voice cracking, clutching a faded photo of Tommy smiling in better days. On this particular rainy afternoon, as Lily stood outside the opulent Grand Plaza Hotel, her pleas fell on deaf ears once more. The elite guests hurried inside, umbrellas shielding them from the downpour, oblivious to the girl's suffering. But one man paused. Alexander Voss, a tech billionaire worth over $50 billion, had just stepped out of his chauffeured limo. At 45, Alex was known in business circles as a ruthless innovator, the founder of Vostech, a company that revolutionized AI and made him one of the wealthiest people alive. He had everything: private jets, mansions across the globe, and a lifestyle that screamed excess. Yet, deep down, Alex carried his own scars. Orphaned as a child after a car accident claimed his parents, he had clawed his way up from foster homes, vowing never to let emotions cloud his judgment. Success was his armor, but it left him isolated, haunted by the what-ifs of his past. As Alex adjusted his coat against the rain, he overheard Lily's soft, desperate voice, "Please, sir, my brother, he's sick. We need money for his surgery. Please save him." Something in her tone, a raw, unfiltered plea, pierced through his guarded exterior. He stopped, turning to look at her. Lily's eyes met his, filled with a mix of hope and fear. For a moment, the world around them faded, the honking taxis, the splashing puddles, the indifferent crowd. Alex felt a pang in his chest, a reminder of the boy he once was, begging for scraps in alleyways. "What's your name, kid?" he asked, his voice gruff but not unkind. Lily blinked in surprise. No one had ever stopped before. "Lily," she replied, her hands shaking as she held out Tommy's photo. "My brother's Tommy. He has leukemia. The hospital says we need $200,000 for the treatment, but we don't have it. Dad works so hard, but it's not enough." Alex took the photo, studying the boy's cheerful face. It stirred memories of his own lost family, the siblings he never had. He could walk away. After all, he donated millions anonymously to charities every year. But this felt different, personal. "Where's your family now?" he pressed. Lily explained their situation, tears streaming down her cheeks, mixing with the rain. Alex nodded slowly, his mind racing. What he did next would shock not just Lily, but the entire world. Instead of handing her a wad of cash and moving on, Alex knelt down to her level. "Come with me," he said gently. Lily hesitated, but something in his eyes told her to trust him. He led her inside the hotel, where the concierge stared in confusion as the billionaire escorted a soaking wet street kid to his penthouse suite. There, Alex called his assistant and instructed her to arrange an immediate meeting with the best pediatric oncologists in the city. But that was just the beginning. As Lily sat on the plush couch, sipping hot chocolate for the first time in years, Alex listened to her story in full, the nights she and Tommy shared a single blanket, the times their father skipped meals to feed them, the bullying at school because of their worn clothes. It broke through his walls, reminding him that his wealth was built on innovation meant to help people, not hoard for himself. The first challenge arose quickly: bureaucracy. When Alex contacted the hospital, they were skeptical. Who was this man claiming to cover all costs? Lily's father, Mark, arrived at the hotel an hour later, exhausted from his shift, his face etched with worry and suspicion. "Who are you? Why are you helping us?" he demanded, protective of his daughter. Alex explained his background, sharing his own story of loss for the first time in decades. "I know what it's like to feel helpless," he admitted. "Let me do this." Mark, tears in his eyes, agreed, but not without reservations. Trust didn't come easy to a man who'd been let down by the system time and again. As the days turned into weeks, Alex didn't just pay for Tommy's surgery, he immersed himself in their lives. He visited the hospital daily, sitting by Tommy's bedside, telling the boy stories of his adventures in Silicon Valley to distract him from the pain of chemotherapy. Tommy, with his wide-eyed curiosity, asked endless questions. How do computers think? Can you make a robot that flies? Alex, who had long forgotten the joy of simple connections, found himself laughing genuinely for the first time in years. But challenges mounted. Tommy's condition worsened before it improved. There were nights when fevers spiked, and the doctors feared infection. Lily clung to her brother's hand, whispering encouragements, while Mark paced the halls, overwhelmed by guilt for not providing more. Alex faced his own internal battles. His board of directors questioned his sudden distraction, with stock prices dipping amid rumors of his involvement in a charity case. Paparazzi caught wind, snapping photos of the billionaire with the poor family, turning their private struggle into tabloid fodder. "Billionaire's soft spot, PR stunt or genuine heart?" screamed the headlines. Alex ignored it all, but the pressure tested his resolve. One night, as Tommy slept fitfully, Alex confided in Mark, "I built an empire to escape my past, but maybe I've been running from the wrong things." Mark, softening, shared his own regrets, how he dreamed of being an engineer but life derailed him. Their conversations bridged worlds, showing that pain knows no class. Resolution came in waves. Tommy's surgery was a success, thanks to a cutting-edge procedure Alex funded, pulling in specialists from around the world. But Alex went further. He set up a trust fund for the family's future, covering education, housing, and medical needs. He offered Mark a job at Vostek, not as a janitor, but in operations, valuing his work ethic and giving him a chance to thrive. For Lily, he sponsored scholarships and mentorship programs, encouraging her budding interest in science, sparked by Tommy's questions about robots. Yet, the true shock came months later, when Tommy was declared in remission. At a quiet family dinner in Alex's mansion, now a second home to them, Alex revealed his biggest decision. He was launching the Voss Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping underprivileged children with life-threatening illnesses. Inspired by Lily's plea, it would provide not just funds, but holistic support, emotional, educational, and communal. "You saved me as much as I helped you," he told Lily, who hugged him tightly. The girl who once begged on the streets now dreamed of becoming a doctor, vowing to pay it forward. As the family walked out into a brighter future, Alex stood on his balcony, watching the city lights. For the first time, his wealth felt purposeful, not burdensome. The story of the billionaire and the poor girl spread like wildfire, inspiring millions to look beyond their own lives and extend a hand. Kindness, it turns out, isn't about grand gestures, it's about seeing the humanity in a stranger's eyes and acting on it. And there you have it, folks, an incredible journey from despair to hope. If this story moved you, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another heartwarming tale. Remember, one act of compassion can change the world. What's your takeaway? Share in the comments below.